What up, what up, what up? We are live at 12:18, so I'll probably be live about an hour. About an hour. Yeah. What up, what up? We are doing the damn thing. Yo, what's up, Colostrum? What up, buddy? Just finishing up doing all this stuff. You know how it is. Piper Kelvin. I love that fight. If a really in shape Kelvin Gastelum shows up for that fight, we have a banger on it, and I lean towards Kelvin. I have Sugar round 3 head kick KO. Interesting. I think a straight hurts Marab. I really do. Who would you match Gamrot up with after his win over Klein? Well, beating an up-and-comer like Klein, who was kind of everybody's dark horse, I feel like. He's already had a fight with. This might be out of. I don't think you can do that fight actually. I would do the winner of Marcano Dariush. That's what I would do. That's the thing that comes to my mind. It's been Neil Dariush or Marcano winner. That's what I would do. What's up? Hopefully you guys are well. Thank you for being here. Colostrum, Fat Recap, Flynn, what's up? Brody, how you doing? Slap that like button. I would appreciate it. The stream would too. More or less YouTube would. Okay, this guy's not an idiot. Oh. Do 3 hours. And then, let's see, get an extra hour. Okay. I streamed for almost 2 hours last night. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. If I can get, it doesn't matter, 10 super chats at anything, at 99 cents or anything you guys want, I'll stream for an extra hour tonight. So I appreciate you guys. What's up, Juice Man? What up, buddy? Waldo versus Spivak prediction. It's interesting because you have Waldo has really, really good takedown defense. Spivak, if he gets Waldo down, I think if he gets him down, it'll be against the cage. If he doesn't, Acosta is awkward. I would say he has decent power when he lets it go, but he's kind of a one-trick pony in that instance. But his stand-up's more integral than that. I think Waldo kind of picks Spivak apart, makes him in desperation mode, and then Waldo kind of runs away with a decent decision. Yo, what's up, Deadly Warrior? What's up? What's up? Gamrot Dariush 2 sounds good. Marcano is teammate with Gamrot. Oh, that sucks. I was going to say Grant Dawson as well. I guess you can't do that either. That sucks. Humanity, hi, I'm from New York. What's up? How long did it take me to grow my beard? A little while. US, we talked UFC finally. Hell yeah, we're talking about UFC. Holland in second by KO. That would be wild. I lean towards Luque just because I don't know what version of Holland is showing up. If I knew which version, then yeah. Yeah. Let's do this. UFC 316 fight week. Oops. Boom. Armin in a weird place right now? Correct. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I don't know if you do him versus winner of Charles and Ilya. Honestly, I don't know. You probably have him fight somebody else. Sending hate from Spain. What's up? What's going on? We're talking about UFC 316 fight week, baby. I'm new here. What's up? How you doing? Talbot has a fight at 317 that's been talked about. Who should he fight? Gosh, I don't know if you do Malcolm Wellmaker already. You probably do another type of veteran to see if he can get past that test, to be honest. God, that's a really, really tough one. Let me save this. Just finishing up the thumbnail and all this stuff for this live stream. Give me a second. All right, we're good. Thoughts on Jews? That's a weird question. Hamza versus Shavkat? I like Shavkat. He has really good front chokes. Armin refused the Gamrot rematch. He should have taken that. Well, I picked Armin to win that matchup. Yeah, I thought Armin was going to win it. It was 2-2 going into the 5th, and Gamrot won the 5th round. I am new. What are you talking about? UFC 316. Hamzat is going to be champion soon. No, he's not. No, he will not. Dreysus Duplessis will finish Hamzat. Nah, Hamzat will die out fast. Yes, he will. Correct. Correct. Again, that might be a little bit of a hot take, but that is what it is. Is what it is. From Afghanistan, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hamzat will be champion in August? No. Is there a possibility? Sure. 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 First round. That's it. You better be able to smash Dreysus. Good luck with that. I think Topuria is putting a lot of pressure on himself with all the cocky talks. I agree. Because if he loses, he's brand still on top, but the aura is going to go downhill. I don't think his brand is on top at all. I don't think he's on top at all. Not only is he not a champion anymore, but he lost, talked a bunch of shit, gave up his belt, and then lost. Not a great look. He crushed Whitaker's face, literally. Who would you match Brandon Moreno up with? God, that's a good one. That's a good one. He's another one that's in a hard spot. He just fought Ursag. I would probably say, ooh. Let's look. Brandon Moreno. Shit. Brandon Moreno. Dude, what's your favorite movie? Tell me. I will watch your favorite one tonight. My favorite one of all time is Dead Silence. Hamzat is going to fuck Dreysus. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. The current number 2, I guess he would probably be whoever wins Pantoja, Kai Kara France. Or you could do another rematch with fuck? Oh, yeah. You could do a third fight with Brandon Royval, but he's fighting Cop. So, I don't know. Who's going to beat Pantoja? I think the best person to beat Pantoja is Manel Cop. I just think as much as Pantoja gets hit, I don't think he can get hit that many times against Cop. I don't think France is well-rounded enough to beat him. Or the winner of Royval versus Cop. There you go. That too. But you know Hamzat is training with world #1 wrestler. Don't care. Keep the title clean for Hamzat. I don't care that he. Okay, I don't care. What a stupid thing, Shoddy. You're an idiot. If Hamzat wants to win, his best chance is the first 2 rounds because first his cardio is not checked in. Correct. Rounds plus if Washed Gilbert can land that many shots, DDP for sure. 100%. 100%. Hello from Russia. Sup? Hope you're doing well. Slap that like button. I would really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys are doing well. We are doing the damn thing. Again, I was live for almost 2 hours last night. We're back at it. What up? Again, if I can get 10 super chats, even at 99 cents, I'll do 1 more hour live tonight. So I'll do 2 hours, possibly 3. Have you seen Zabit's brother? No. I know about him. I think he already has a loss. I think he's 7-1, 8-1, something like that. Something like that. I thought Zabit was overrated as it was anyways. DDP looks like he just closes his eyes and swings, but he doesn't. He might look like that, but he doesn't. He doesn't. I think DDP's fall is somebody catching him in the mix of exchange. I don't think it's going to be Hamzat overwhelming him. I don't think you're going to overwhelm Dreysus. I just do not think that's going to be a thing. Again, a lot of good fights on 316. I'm really, really excited for this one. What are your guys' predictions for some of the fights? Do you think Kayla Harris is going to smash Pena like I do? I'm interested. Also, the breakdowns will be out tonight. Not all of them, but some of them. Also, if you want my early thoughts on it, go to my shorts. I got a ton of shorts talking about it. I'm not betting you money. That's ridiculous. Who beats JDM at 170? I think Shavkat could beat him. Buckley might be a problem, but also he gets tagged a ton, and I don't think you can do that with JDM. I think Islam beats him. Do you think UFC lost its soul? No. It feels more of an entertainment right now. 3-4 years ago, it has hunger, but since TKO take over, it's kind of hollow. I disagree. There's very few times where I think the card sucks. Merab's going to smash Sean again? Okay. I don't think so. Sean had a torn labrum in his hip. Couldn't even move. And still, Merab couldn't do anything. Yeah, he took him down, sure, but Jesus. Walex, not talking about this stuff. I do not care to talk about it. We're talking about fights. We're talking about UFC. We're talking about MMA. That I do not care to talk about that type of stuff. Now you've been warned. Yeah, I think Islam beats JDM, Flynn. 100%. I want JDM, but yeah. I think it's a tough one. I think it's a tough one for JDM to be at. Gotta be honest. Brother, you know that's when, or Hamzat, you know the results between Hamzat and DDP? No. Hamzat has no aura. That shit sailed when Gilbert Burns beat him. Sailed. That sailed when Kamaru Usman on a week's notice was beating up Hamzat. That shit sailed. There is no aura. Is he good? Yes. Aura is gone. Tossy, that's stupid. Jesus. Sup, SP? So now Islam moved up. Can we accept the fact that he's better champ than Khabib? 100%. Agreed. Am I on steroids? Not at all. Not in the slightest. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. So I'm guessing that's fucking weird. Yes, he was a better champion than Khabib. 100% better. He's fought better fighters. Yeah, he's better. He's fought fighters that actually conflict his style. It's a stupid question, Racing. Stupid. Stupid. Yo, El Nasty, what up, buddy? What up? Long time no see. Long time no see. Shit, I forgot to put it on the goddamn channel. Post. We are live. Thought I changed this. Yeah, I did. Okay. I did. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Fudge. Here we go. Boom, baby. Back, change. Yes. There we go. Yes. Gilbert, okay. Don't drink at all. So, Hamzat coming for everybody. Good luck with that. What's a prospect you think could be champion? Grant Dawson. Yeah. Michael Morales, Carlos Prates. Yeah. There should be a WFC organization separate from the regular UFC. Thoughts? I mean, I think the women's division, like the women's fighters in general, are already a level, I think, below. There's a certain, of course, like Zhang Weili, Valentina Shevchenko, Nunes, possibly Kayla Harrison. We don't really know. There's potential for that. There's already a league really of their own. We already know this. There's so few of them. They don't really need to be a separate one. It's just not enough of them. You're just going to keep on saying it all in one. Correct. Okay. Bro, do you think we think WWE Superstar can fight in MMA? If yes, no, absolutely not. Beer is 95% water? Yes. Carlos Prates sold his last 20 seconds of his last fight? Yeah. Also, we have to remember he was scheduled to fight Jeff Neal. So Chandler Hin's Connor fight next year, January. My man needs to let the fuck go. Well, the problem is Connor said it. Chandler didn't say this out of nowhere. Connor said it, and then Chandler responded. Best fighter outside of the UFC? Ooh, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. Nemkov is one. I think the guy that knocked out Logan Storley, I think that's a guy that's awesome. Yeah, there's tons of them that are really, really good. Your barber is he? What? That doesn't make any sense. Who you win? What? This year retired from MMA, bro? What? I don't drink at all. Hello, sup? Not sexist, but women ain't built for MMA. Macy, for example, made me think they need a. Well, it's again, we've talked about this. Macy didn't do anything wrong. She has health issues. I mean, that's what it is. That's it. She didn't do anything wrong. Preparation-wise, she has health issues. Who is Dan Hooker fighting next? Who fucking knows? He beat Gamrot, so I don't really know where he goes from there. It's a lot of waiting and see. And I would assume it would be Marcano or Dariush winner. Zhang Wei Li versus Valentina. Is that fight need to be booked next? I think so. I like it. I think Ian Gary beats JDM. I don't. I think Gary gets hit too much, and JDM has the power to finish Ian Gary. I like Gary's movement against JDM, but I think JDM is able to beat up. If Shavkat can do a lot of good stuff against Gary, against the cage, I think so with JDM as well. No, Macy needs to retire and reevaluate her career path. What? I don't think she needs to retire. I think she needs to figure out her health issues. Sarah Bullet versus Zabib. Sarah Bullet. Probably not. Zabit's more well-rounded, but Zabit's overrated. Aaron might have killed her if Macy did fight. Oh, in that instance, yes. I think healthy Macy beats Blanchfield. I mean, you think most retired from UFC this year in 2025? I think there's going to be some, yes. Yes. We got Rod with Hooker versus Gaethje. Yeah, I agree. Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker is incredible. It's incredible. Aaron versus Silva for the number one contender, both pretty fresh. Yeah. Aaron just lost against Mana Farad, so I don't know if you can justify her fighting the number one contenders fight again, but there's an argument for it. I think Aaron versus Macy would have been a bloodbath. I agree. And I think in a bloodbath, Macy wins that. I think if it's cut and dry, Aaron wins. If it's a bloodbath, Macy wins. GDM smashes Gary. I think so. I think Gary will have moments. Maybe even a couple rounds. But I think JDM, in the end, beats Gary. Have you tried fights in the UFC? I've never tried to fight in the UFC. JDM versus Islam. Who wins? Islam. Now, Islam no longer the champ. Gaethje has more chances to become champ. No. He never beats Arman. Never beaten Charles. And he's never beaten Topuria. Not saying he can beat Charles or Topuria, but he has more chances against them rather than Islam. Well, he already lost against Charles. He's never beating Charles. So his chances don't change. JDM versus Islam. Yes. Islam wins. Just too well-rounded. Gaethje is a gatekeeper at this point. Yep. That's it. Also, remember, we get fucking Michael Johnson, Daniel Zahuber. I'm sick. I love Michael Johnson. I don't want to see him get KO'd, and I think we're gonna. And I don't want to see it. I'm not ready for it. I am not ready for it. At all. Who wins Arman versus Patty? Patty. So it's safe to say Justin is just Chandler with some brain? Barely, but yes. Maraba's going to crush? I don't think so. Am I working today? Yep. I go to work in about an hour. So, yeah. What you think Ilya is a real deal of Islam? What? No, I think Islam would have smashed Ilya. Patty by what? Decision. I don't think he finishes Arman. Chuck Liddell versus Jake Paul? That's stupid. They really want a Mexican superstar. That kind of sad. I like the menace. He has a crazy record. Yes. Also, his record is not great, obviously, but he's fought. Everybody. And he's beaten a lot of good guys. It's weird. Oh, and Dustin Poirier in under 2 minutes, I believe he knocked out. Under 3 minutes, something like that. Unbelievable. Rod Tank can jump to MMA? No. Zellhuber looks like a boy that grew up. Yeah. Where does the hair and beard begin? The world will never know. What? Who's your favorite UFC fighters of all time? My favorite of all time is Cowboy. What's your thought on Pantoja versus Petr Yan? I like that fight. I don't know if that would ever happen, but I do like it. Charles versus Ilya, who do you think will win? Ilya. I don't think Charles can take the power that Ilya has. Charles might have success, but I think Ilya's power will end up saving him. When Tony should retired? Yeah. Tony definitely should not have retired against Michael Johnson. That's wild. He went on a crazy run after Michael Johnson. Sean is going to be taken down every round. I disagree. Well, Chris is not trans, but okay. There's Bruno. Who do you have? Who? But Cowboy don't have a good record. How is he your favorite? Because it's not about records. And if you looked before his losing streak at the end of his career, he had a great record. So, Petr versus McGee is a layup for Petr. I don't know about a layup because McGee has really good power and good counters. But if you learned anything from the guy that McGee fought previously, I can't remember who his name is. Oh, Martinez. He's susceptible to leg kicks. And yeah, it's not a layup, but it's a good one. Ilya is a real El Matador? I don't think so. McGee almost lost to Jonathan. Correct. Who do you think is the best coach in the UFC? Safe Sayud. Chandler versus Dawson. Who wins? Dawson. Sarah Bullet versus MVP rematch? No, that's stupid. MVP smashes Bullet every time. What are you talking about? I just said Ilya's going to sleep Bronx. Cowboy at welterweight was fire. Yeah. Even at lightweight, he was fire. I mean, he was so good for such a long time. So, who's your favorite female UFC fighters? I like Shevchenko. Zhang Weili's fun. I like her a lot too. That's really it. There's not a ton of them. McGee is gonna grab his body by the running time. What? Okay. Hi, what's up? Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. Who would have won? Khabib probably wins a decision, but I think Tony would have lit Khabib up on the ground with his elbows. Cowboy versus Conor pissed me off. He was ready to retire. Yeah. It broke my heart. I wasn't surprised, but it broke my heart. Because a ready, motivated Cowboy makes that fight fun. Aaron Blanchfield should fight Alexa Grasso next or Hebos. Well, Grasso's coming off a loss, so that doesn't make any sense. Hebos, she doesn't deserve shit. She's so bad. There was news about Chandler versus Ruffy. They just sliced in Chandler. That's a winnable fight for Chandler. Obviously winnable for Ruffy. I don't think Ruffy's all that great. But sure. Will Alex Pereira retire soon? Soon, probably. Well, we're somewhere to the UFC hasn't had an event at before you would like to see. I'd love to see Africa. I'd love to see that. Or Hawaii. That'd be cool. Did you know that Nikki... that's stupid. Michael Chandler must retire. He lost many times. Well, sure. Cowboy should have been paid more against Conor. He got paid a lot. So my only question to you, man, do you think John Jones will fight Tom or no? Yes. He's fighting Tom in Madison Square Garden. JDM versus Narsadine, I think that's 85. So, who is your favorite fighter? Cowboy. That's stupid. Bro, what are your UFC matchmaking doing disrespecting Jan like this? It's no. If they're given a chance to Marcus McGee. That's what it is. It was weird, for sure, but not disrespecting him. Errol versus Rampage? Rampage, obviously. What's your biggest hot take? Well, I always said Khabib was overrated. I would say that's probably my biggest hot take. Oh, Leon Edwards, not a good fighter. Had good moments, but not good. So between John and Tom, who would you pick? John. John Jones versus Gumby. Colby Covington's burner. Sup. Your bitch ass should retire, Colby. Should retired UFC fighters jump into WWE? Maybe some. I don't think everybody's cut out for it, though. Khabib is not overrated. Yes, he is. He fought 0 grapplers besides Gleison Tebow, and he arguably lost it. What do you think about Ansel Jobli? Will be stood what? Not great so far. And is the most forgettable champion ever. 100%. 100%. No, he didn't. He won. Okay. I thought he lost. The one grappler he actually fought. He was taken down. He was beat up. I thought he lost. John is such a troll. Hell yes. Leon versus Ian Gary. Gary. I think Wonder Boy beats Gary. Leon Edwards. Who do you think is winning? O'Malley, Marab, O'Malley, and Harrison versus Panay. Harrison, I think Panay gets railroaded. I agree. But why John not agreed to fight? What is the reason behind it? He already did agree. They just have an announcement. Khabib is thinking about canceling his retirement. No, he's not. No, he's not. That's ridiculous. Thoughts on Indian fighters? Not many good ones. Look up the media scoring for the fight. Damn near every one of them scored it against Khabib. Shocker. Shocker. Who's Patty fighting next? I would assume possibly Armin. I don't know. I probably would think it's whoever wins Topuria Charles. So that's probably who he fights next. Maybe you could do Gaethje, depending on the timeline, but that's a tough one. Hamza versus Drysis, who will win? Drysis. Yeah, beating Ala Quinto for a title, that does not make you great. Plus, he only fought 2 strikers and coke addict after that. Well, he fought multiple strikers and kind of wasn't a coke addict, but at that time. Yeah, he fought strikers. That's what it was. I think it's Justin. Possibly. Ilya versus Patty gonna be wild. Oh yeah. Why DDP when he gets Hamzat? Because he has that dog in him. Nasserat, yep, Apparas, only UFC fighter from my country. He's awesome. So he has like 6 good wins. Rest are very mid. That's fair. What make you think Drysis will win over Hamzat? He has the dog in him. That's why. Hamzat's cardio is not great. Drysis's cardio, good. 100%. Again, if you guys can, slap that like button, share the stream, all those good things. Appreciate you. What is cardio? Okay. Endurance. That's what it is. I believe it's going to be Patty versus Justin and Armin versus Hooker. They went back and forth on Twitter. Armin versus Hooker is a terrible fight for Hooker. DDP versus the Raider, wild too. Yeah. To me, that's the match to make. That's going to be the toughest one for Drysis. Just because there's so little mistakes you can make with the Ritter. Yeah, that fight's awesome. Bro, no one can take Hamzat wrestling. That's not true. Gilbert did. Armin by sneezing. Yikes. Yeah, that's a really bad fight for Dan Hooker, I think. Personally. Talbot, Carlos Vera. That's interesting. Sure. I'm curious to see what Talbot's doing. I'm curious to see how he comes back from his win. Or his loss, I mean. I'm curious to see how he does. Islam was the toughest, but easiest? What are you talking about? What? Hamzat breaks Gilbert's jaw. Bro, what are you talking about? He didn't. He arguably lost a 3-round fight against him. Hooker versus Gaethje makes more sense. Yes. I want to Gano with Till Bader and Hughes in the UFC. I like your style. Appreciate you. What do you mean? You want Bader to fight I mean, you want Ngannou to fight Bader and Hughes? Oh, Paul Hughes? Is that what you're talking about? Bader is not coming back to the UFC. He's 42 years old. I hate Ilya Taborda because he is disrespectful to Islam. That's fair. Islam was the toughest but easiest money fight for Makano. Well, you mean Makano was the easiest money fight for Islam because he destroyed Makano. And Makano's good on the ground. And Islam still finished him. That's how crazy that is. It's fucking wild. 100%. Just wild. Turn that crowd down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Will Dagestani fighters rise this year because starting of the year was hard? I mean, we'll see, maybe. Dang, I didn't know Bader was that old. That's wild. Yeah, 83, so he's 42 years old. He was in the UFC for a really long time. How would a Fedor done in the UFC? I think he would have been okay depending on the matchup wise, but I don't think longevity wise he would have been okay. I hate Marcano on the mic. I can't stand him. I mute my TV or mute whatever I'm on. I hate it. He's awful. Awful. I tell you. Honestly, you want Talbot to have easy money. You do Vera versus, I guess that's a different weight class, so never mind. Never mind. You'll probably do a veteran again against Talbot. O'Malley versus Max. I love that fight. O'Malley has big power. So I would be curious to see how Max deals with that one. Most scariest fighter of lightweight and middleweight bout. 55. Jesus. And middleweight, I don't think there's, RDR, I think, is a hard matchup, dark horse matchup for Drysis. Lightweight, I don't know. Any thoughts on the feet of Alexa Grasso? I don't care about feet at all. Nate Diaz says his Instagram he will be back for a title shot, and what do you think about it? I love Nate Diaz. Whatever he wants to do, I'm here for. I don't think Fedor could have survived today's UFC. His skill set bar is so high. I think he would have done very well against a certain amount of guys. Ngannou versus Jones and Ngannou versus Tom, who you got? Jones in both. Oh, Ngannou beats Tom. Tom still gets hit too much, and Ngannou has big, big power. And I think John takes down Ngannou and smashes them. I'm going to bet Marab with the decision. What you think? That's fair. I think O'Malley finishes them, though. Narsadine versus Reiner de Ritter. Interesting, but I think Reiner gets him down. I think RDR gets him down. Whoa, Mason, what's up, buddy? John would take Ngannou down and not get it. Yeah. Reiner take Rob out? Yes. Yes. Appreciate you, Mason. What's up, buddy? Rob, easy win. It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. Again, 10 super chats by the end of this stream, so about 27 minutes. And I'll do an extra hour tonight when I get off work and I go live. Appreciate you. Fedor versus Brock. Fedor all day. John would not get hit is what I meant. Yes, absolutely. Marab versus Usman wasn't a robbery. I thought Usman won. I thought he won 3-2. Wasn't a robbery, but I thought he won 3-2. When Brock was champ, that was wild. They tried to get Fedor in, but they wanted too much money. Even John thinks he can beat Tom. What you saying, bro? John is smart. He's not going to stand there and brawl with Ngannou or Tom. He's going to take him down. Correct. 100% correct. Brock versus Shane was insane, dog. How did Brock survive? Because the referee didn't stop the fight, even though he very well could have. Sean Brady can be champion, but he will always be remembered for getting KO'd. Yeah. What was his name? Oh, yeah, Bilal. Correct. DC is better than John. Yeah, but John beat him twice. That makes tons of sense. Islam versus Ilya. Islam. I wish we had prime Overeem versus Kane. I agree. Overeem, very well-rounded. I would be curious to see that fight. Who the fuck hits harder than Shane Carwin? Correct. Oh, Rumble, maybe? Maybe? What you think if Hamzat will win the fight, then it is hard for another opponent to take off his belt. Yeah, correct. Yeah, I think I don't think... Oh, Hamzat, I read that as Ilya. I don't think it's that tough. Remember Carwin hadn't ever left round one? Yes. And he shouldn't have left again. John is our GOAT. You're damn right. Overeem, best knees ever. Yes. If Kimbo is sliced alive, you think he can beat John? No. That makes no sense. Even if he is, don't care. Still the GOAT. Charles versus Ilya. Rumble Jones fight that got away. Fuck Tom Aspinall. Rumble was way more dangerous for John. Correct. And Prime Fedor versus Prime Kane would have been wild too. Oh, 100%. Fedor versus Prime Overeem would have been fucking wild. Badahari took Overeem out with the head kick. He was a skinny Overeem too. Dana and John Jones are like old couples. We know that Dana is an ass licker for Jones. Kane had such a short prime, unfortunately. I think Kane, when he was healthy, was the best. Correct. Kane versus Jones were both champions. That would have been wild. I think the issue for Kane in that one, and most times, is the length of John. He's an expert at using his length. And I think if John got a hold of Kane and was able to get on top of him, I think Kane would have been in some problems. I think he would have been in some issues. Kane Butcher Jr., yeah. He beat the piss out of him. Both times. What do you think about Bilal? I don't think about Bilal. You can literally see on Leon's face when he was giving up during his fight. Whenever someone wrestles him, is like, oh, okay, you won. Yeah. And then Brady finished him. So Kane cardio didn't make sense. Insane conditioning, 100%. Silva versus Jones when both were champs. See, that's a tough one. I think John would have had success because of his grappling, but Silva's was so awkward back then, I don't know how the fight would go. That's a tough one. I still would go, of course, with John, but that's a tough one. Man, I'm pumped for the fight. Dude, John's going to really make a statement. Yes. What's up? Getting off at 2:30? I'm getting off at, yes, 1:30 or 1:20, whatever, yeah. Jones picks his fight strategically. He is nowhere near the GOAT. A GOAT would fight anyone, anytime. Okay. He fought 7 months ago. Not even yet. 6.5 months ago. And he fought everybody in the light heavyweight division. That's why he's the GOAT. Bigfoot versus Kane was snuff film gore. Absolutely. He beat the shit out of him. That's the nastiest fight I've ever seen. Correct. Do you think Julian can her title? No. I think Harrison wins. According to you, what are the possible tactics that DDP applied for his win against Hamza? According to me, first round is hard for DDP due to aggression, striking, grappling of Hamza. Striking's not good of Hamza. Grappling, yes. Just weather the storm. What's your favorite KO? Cowboys KO of Rick Story. He's thinking about Bilal. He's thinking about old Carlos Condit. Yeah, buddy. These UFC have been an absolute joke. I love it. Can we please boycott these women co-main events on every single good card? Such a buzz killer. Sometimes. Not always, though. Harrison gonna beat Panay? Yes. Jones fought everyone. That's a wild take. Correct. You cannot be a fan of John and he still fought everybody. He fought so many people. He got tired of fighting in that division. Yeah, Kane was the best. Put a storm on people. Yeah. Yo, what's up, JJ? What up? Rick Story dropped Kelvin. Yes. Rick Story was a monster for a minute. For a hot second. And I think he was the first one to beat Gunnar Nelson, if I'm correct. John fought all the best guys. Yep, how you doing? I'm here. Favorite fight? Carlos Condit and Robbie Lawler. Other one is Rory versus Robbie. Kane, Hendo versus Rua. Yeah. And Kane still looked good in 2016 against Travis. Yes, he did. I'm so ready to go back on second shift. Oh, I feel you. I would be pissed if I was on first shift. We talking UFC or something? Yes, we are. Yeah, I hate first shift. Robbie had some wars. Yes, he did. Jones only getting hate because Tom and Guru gaslighting the fans. Correct. Also, he was filming the thing. He was never going to fight previously. And people just don't care to look it up. Cater versus Holloway. Holloway beat the shit out of Cater, and I was all here for it. So what do you think about Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque? Who can win? I think Luque wins, but I think Holland, if a good version of Holland shows up, he wins. I want him to win. King was landing some wheel kicks on Travis. Yep, dropped him with it. I believe he dropped him with the wheel kick. It might have just been the straight he dropped him with. Bros, Huber versus Ruben Fix was fire. I love that fight too. Nick Diaz took Lawler out way back. Yep, with a counter counter hook. Unpopular opinion, but Nick Diaz needs a whole lot of respect. People hate on him for his attitude. I love Nick Diaz. Before there was Nate, obviously, but people forget how good Nick was. I don't know, but I like Luke A. Howland fight. Yep. Chandler has the strangest, dumbest UFC run. I agree. I agree. I agree. He's hilarious. Yeah. Kane, insane talent, but too much injuries. Yep. Nick on meth. Yeah, method, unfortunately. It sucks, man. Fight of the year so far. Oh, God. I don't think I can pull that out, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think I can pull that out, unfortunately. Nick was the original. Yep. Holloway versus Usman Nurmagomedov in future. Possibly, maybe. In Strikeforce, he was a menace. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. And I just see Marlon Vera versus Mario Batista fight has been canceled. Do you know the reason why? That's been canceled for a long time. It's patchy mix now. And Robbie fucked Nick up when they was old. Yes. And again, Nick still had a crazy output. That's the crazy thing. He just heart wasn't in it. Zell Huber gonna KO Michael Johnson, sadly. I hope not. Probably. Ronda ruined her reputation herself. Yes. Yes. Such a sore loser. What we need is Nick versus Holloway. The two are pretty chill, but seeing the fight would be crazy. It'd be wild. Nick versus BJ Penn made me sad. Both really were my favorite. Yeah, that was a sad thing to watch. That was a sad. And then you see Nick's respect at the end. I was like, man. Remember when Marlon Moraes was the scariest dude? Oh, I remember. Patchy taking Mario out. Yep. Bro, the hate on Bilal is so funny. He was getting embarrassed by random fans. Well, the hate on Bilal is just because of his style. Who should Tom Aspinall fight next since Jones ducking? Well, Jones not ducking. They're going to fight soon. Nick versus Daly was legendary. Oh, yeah. And people just don't know. People don't know. Daly was awesome as well. Who's the featherweight GOAT? Aldo. That's my GOAT. I think that's the right division. I think that is. Marlon Moraes was scary. Oh, he was scary. Who's your favorite player in Bantamweight 135? I don't even know. I think that's Vinicius Oliveira's weight class. I like him a lot. So who do you think can beat Islam in his division? Shavkat. Put Aljo to sleep. Yep. Do you believe the rumor is true that Gene Silva is fighting Diego Lopez? I do not at all. That was one of the first fights I watched was Daly Diaz. Whoo, that's a great one to watch. Scrap Pack and the Strikeforce were amazing years in prime. Yep. Yep. 100%. Favorite two-division champion? Two-division champion. It has to be Conor. His prime was fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. Marlon Moraes really hurt Merab. Yeah, and that's a bad Marlon Moraes. That's a bad one. Bad one. It could have been DJ, but he never took it. I miss Pride. I wasn't a huge fan of Pride. Jake Shields was so good he beat Dan Henderson. Yeah, after being smashed in the first. If JDM KOs Islam, he will be fighter of the year. Yeah, I agree. Conor was amazing. Yep, the end of El Sally is near. Is that true? Amanda Nunes will back fight again? Yes. Merab's comeback was crazy. It was. Nick, Jake, and Gilbert at the heavyweight tournament. Strikeforce was wild. Yeah, it was awesome. Gilbert was a menace back then. Menace. What's up, Jaden? I feel like the fight where Holloway was like, I'm the best boxer in the world. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Cater fight was kind of sad because his opponent had zero chance after round one. Correct. Yeah, the Cater fight. Anderson took Dan out. Yep. Yeah, you're getting title shot just beating old Pitbull via decision, arguably arguing with Diego. I hope he doesn't. Makes no sense. He's 1-2 in his last 3. I think Sean is going to TKO Merab. Me too. Lopez, Patty, Hamzat, Aliskarov. Ikram. Ooh. Okay. Do you think there will be a finish of the Delgado Haider Amil fight? Absolutely. If there's ever a finish in a fight, it's that one. Absolutely. I like Delgado. If it's clean, if it's dirty, it's a mill. That's how that fight's going to go. Yeah, Strikeforce was good. Yes, it was. Kimbo blew out Thompson's ear. It was crazy. Imagine liking Merab over O'Malley. Back when Eve Edwards, oh my God, Eve Edwards, Gilbert and Josh Thompson were the best lightweights. Dude, Eve was awesome. He had a jump. Some guy went on a takedown on him, and he had a jumping knee while he was defending the takedown to knock the guy out. It was awesome. This Saturday card is kind of ass. No, it's not. It's awesome. It's awesome. Diego Lopez said no, Gene, due to injury. That makes sense. Also, I don't want to see that fight already. Prime Gilbert Melendez versus Frankie Edgar. Yeah, Gilbert was a monster. Monster, man. He missed out on his prime. Sean Mendez, what? St. Pierre Bisbing is the best fighters ever. Chad Mendez is not. GSP, yes. Bisbing, I don't know. He had a great run, obviously. I was so happy to see him be champion, but he wasn't a great champion. Kevin Vallejos versus Nathaniel Wood. I love that fight. That's a great one. Okay, in full honesty, O'Malley deserves his older reputation where he had the Dana White privileges. Okay. Masvidal knocked out Eve Edwards with a head kick. Yep, young Masvidal. Darius deserves to replace Armin more than Marcano against Islam. Interesting. I like it. I wish they would have. That KO of Thompson by Eve Edwards. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Also, Edwards knocked out Jeremy Stevens. People forget about that. A counter left hook as he's moving backwards. Disgusting. Disgusting. Gene is the real deal. Yeah. What do you think? Who will win backstage fight, Tom or John? John. Volk smashes Evolov. Yes. I want to see Carlos Prates next week. I agree. Who are you looking forward to seeing fight in the Saturday besides Merab and O'Malley, Vicente Luque, and Calvin Holland? Mate Hughes is top 10. I don't think Paul Hughes is top 10. You talk about Matt Hughes? Sure. There's an argument for that. Sure. Bisbing was tough. Yep. Bisbing actually cut George. Yes, he did. He did really good on the bottom. JDM versus Kevin Holland. The fight already happened. We've seen it. I thought Holland won, actually. Carlos's next fight, well, he just fought Ian. You probably put him against Shavkat when he comes back. Or Leon Edwards. I guess that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but maybe. Nick Diaz versus Masvidal and co-main Dustin versus Nate. Oh, God, that would have been gross. God, that would have been gross. I'm so curious to know what would happen with Dustin and Nate because obviously Dustin has bigger power than Nate, but I'm curious on how Dustin would do with the volume of Nate. God. Ian Gary got hurt really bad in round 5. Yes, he did. So who's next for John? We are going to see him in the UFC ring again or no? Yes, he fights Tom Aspinall, MSG. They messed up not putting the Diaz Bros on 209 card. I agree. 100% agreed. On the bias of striking, who is better, Ilya or Max? Overall striker, I think Max is a better striker. Obviously, Ilya has power, and he caught Max. You're telling me Kevin Holland beat the current welterweight champion? I thought so. Kyle can't get a fight to save his life. Yeah, it sucks to see. You hate to see it. When will John fight? MSG later this year. It's already happening. Remember, people forget John was doing that Russian TV show with Nate. Obviously, he wasn't going to fight during production of that. That doesn't make any sense. That's why he's in Thailand. Yeah. Thoughts on Fiziev? Prime over. Max was tuning him up. Max was doing a really, really good job until he got caught. UFC and these fighters have been a pain in the ass. Yeah. Kyle fight loser of Drysis versus Shmaev. Yeah. Honestly, you could put him against a Raider and that was the #1 contender fight. Hope John fight before GTA 6 release. Yeah, he's fights before the end of the year. Baha Mendes versus Fiziev. Thought I hate the fight. I hate it. Hate it. Fluffy versus Dolidze is yuck. Hopefully Fluffy smashes him. I agree. Hate him. I'm so over Dolidze. Kai versus Fiera. Bruno Fiera? No. Menel Cop, Brandon Royval going to be good? Yes. I think Cop KOs Royval. Ignacio KO? Yes. Yes, I was thinking that too. Absolutely. Max, Patty, Ilya, future of the lightweight. I don't know how Max deals with Patty. Which fighter you think is in wrong division? Ooh, that's a good one, actually. Gosh. Um, ugh. I don't think there's really anybody that I can think of. I would have said, obviously, Jalen Turner, but I don't really know. Why do you hate it? Oh, because I hate that fight for physique. Who you hate most in females UFC fighters? I don't know. Penne. She sucks. What's up, 420? What's up? What's up? Appreciate you. Well, you think Hamzat has a bad gas tank? Absolutely. It's going to be a little bit trouble against DDP. Yes. Yes, he's going to be in trouble. Kelvin by KO? Maybe. Depends what shows up. Who is the GOAT in your opinion? John Jones. Longevity, dominance, 2 divisions. Yeah, John. Kavanaugh going to be first 1-2 finish. Charles? Could. That was my first thought. Could. Usman Nurmagomedov versus Arman? I don't know how Usman deals with the scrambling ability of Arman. I think potentially Usman can get a submission, but Arman has really good scrambles. Who's number 2 on your GOAT list? Paul Hughes versus Patty? Still Patty, I think. Too well-rounded for Paul. Number 2, I got to go DJ. And then St. Pierre. Should UFC have different championship designs for different divisions? I like the old design of the titles. Conor versus Khabib, you please choose. Khabib, obviously. But I got GSP just because of John's drug pops. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I just think John was, so damn good. PEDs and all that stuff, they don't help. You don't win because you take them. Walt Harris took a shitload of them, got popped. Not a good fighter. Is what it is. Dude, I'm new to your channel. I just subbed. Can you tell me what time you will be live? I really like talking about UFC. I'll be live probably about 12:30 tonight. Yeah, DJ. A lot of Cage Warriors fights saw Paul Hughes is better than Patty. Okay. I think Patty's a little too well-rounded, and he's big for Paul. That flying armbar on Ray Borg was disgusting. GSP fucked up John Fitch? Yes, he did. Yeah, he is an amazing fighter. Yes, he is. And John was beating everyone else. Correct. 145, who wins, Sugar or Lerone? Sugar. Lerone's good, but the length and the movement of Sugar, he beats a lot of guys because of it. Thoughts on BKFC? I don't really care, to be honest. It's just something I don't care about. Honestly. It's damage. That's what it is. It's like slap fight. I don't care. Yo, what's your favorite UFC fighter? Cowboy. GSP was really good, but he lost a couple times and John never lost. Correct. Ngannou at BKFC is what I want to see. That would be awful. Like for who fights Ngannou because he has so much power, that'd be wild. UFC has been so odd this year. I love it. Sugar versus Merab, who you got in this rematch? Sugar. Wilder, versus Ngannou. I worry for Wilder. I worry. John Jones undefeated? Yep. I have a feeling O'Malley will knock him out, even though I really dislike him. I think he'll knock him out, yes. Ben Rothwell versus Ngannou and BKFC would be fire. It'd be wild. No way you love UFC this year. Yeah, I do. A lot of fights have been good this year, and that's what I'm here for. I love fights. So, what's next for Gene Silva? You beat Bryce Mitchell. I would say either Josh Emmett or Lerone. Or Dan Ige, I guess you could do as well, but Bryce is already above Dan, so probably Lerone. Yeah. Hamzat Sarah Bullet. Hamzat smashes him. David Martinez versus Dan Ige. Who do you got? Dan Ige. Yeah, I mean, Martinez is way too open for the counter of Dan Ige. I actually really like Ben Rothwell. Me too. David Martinez is the bantamweight and Ige is the featherweight. Still, Ige would win. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Narsadine. Shavkat. John has literally never lost because the DQ was bullshit. He was damaging homie. Yep, and the referee asked a deaf fighter, can you continue? And then waved it off. But UFC is going to be fire this summer. Yep, I want to see Sean Woodson versus Gene Silva. I know it doesn't make sense. It's an interesting matchup because Sean is so long. It's interesting. Arnold Allen? Ooh, I love that. I don't think Arnold Allen's that good. I am from Kerala in India. You from? What? So after Cowboy, who's your second favorite fighter? Carlos Condit. Gene Silva, yeah, Arnold Allen. Poirier, Holloway, is Max losing two trilogies? I thought Holloway won the second fight. I also thought he beat Volk in the second fight. Possibly, though. I did think Reyes beat Jones. That's fair. That's fair. Third round's close. That's where I thought John kind of ran away with it a little bit. So, yeah, that's a bullshit loss. He was putting a beating on Matt. Yeah. I want David Onama, Gene Silva. Ooh, that's a great fight. I love that fight. Yes. Corey Sandhagen versus Arnold Allen would be fire, even though it won't happen. Yeah. I think Sandhagen is one of the most boring fighters in the UFC. Steve Garcia is underrated. Well, not for much longer when he beats Calvin Kattar, even though I think Calvin Kattar's not good. And he really hasn't ever really been, to be honest. I thought the hype on him was always fucking stupid. Always. Because he knocked out Ricardo Lamas with a left hook. I think it was a 1-2. Stupid. I got the fucking Emmett one mixed up with it, but still. John Jones, Ryan Bader, 2 undefeated wrestlers. He destroyed him. Renat Fakredina should fight for a ranking. I don't know. He needs to look better. Steve Garcia, Onama. The problem with that is Onama's really good, but there's a lot of openings for Steve Garcia to land those bombs. Do you think DC and John can be best friends again? Never will happen. Steve taking Kattar out? Yes. Farad Basharev versus Felipe Lima. Who do you have? Felipe Lima started to tire out in that, I believe, the second round of his one fight. So Farid. UFC low-key has been mid, but the last laugh of part of 2025 should be good. I thought it's been good. I liked it. I don't see the issues that people have been seeing. Best UFC pay-per-view? Ooh. You probably honestly have to go with Izzy Gaslam, Poirier, Max 2, because those 2 fights are incredible. Close. Best commentator? I used to think John Anik. I like Cruz. I'm still a fan of Rogan. I just grew up with him. I like hearing him. I like his enthusiasm. I think John's kind of annoying right now for some reason to me. I'm going to go Cruz. I don't really have one. DC is salty because John knocked him out. Yeah. Who is the dude Yaron Solon is fighting, and why is he at heavyweight? Well, the guy that he's fighting is the guy that constantly grabs his eye. It's like a tick on the Contender Series, and he just lost to Brinson Roberio. Prime Charles or Marcano? Charles smashes Marcano. Jimmy Smith? I like Jimmy. That's a good one, Mason. Yeah, exactly. Bisping is awful? I don't think he's awful. I think sometimes he can say things that don't really make sense, but I don't think he's awful. I think, God, who's awful? Brandon Fitzgerald, I don't think is great. Who will win between Islam and Hamzat? Islam. Dustin versus Hooker. I love that fight. Emmett, Gene, Onama, Barboza, Garcia, Allen, and Nina deserves the lightweight. Limelight? What are you talking about? Nina. Usman taking Buckley out? I think so. Senko? Yeah, she's okay. I feel like she kind of overreacts sometimes. Bisbee knows how to sell fights. Yes, he does. Hooker versus Arman fighting? Yes. I don't know if they are fighting, but that would be a good fight. Yes. Again, we got about a minute left before I got to end the stream. I got to get ready for work. Usman 2021 was the best. He was really good. I think GDM versus Islam is going to be a very close fight. I think so. But I like Islam. I like Cruz and Bisbee. I don't like DC. DC's awful. That's a bad one. Yeah, he's awful. I think Cruz is really intelligent. Felder's also good. I forgot about Felder. I thought Felder's good. Thoughts on Uncle Chael? I love Chael's trash talk as a fighter. I hate him as a businessman. Yeah, Stevie. Yep, I'll be here tonight. DC is too much. Yeah, he's too much. Hooker could low-key catch Arman. Maybe. I will see you at 11:30 California time. Yep. But I appreciate you guys. Become a member if you want to. I would appreciate it. Here, I'll put the member stuff in the chat. A bunch of free videos you guys can see before everybody else. Shit, they're the wrong one. John Anik and DC suck. I was a huge fan of Anik for a long time. And yeah, hasn't been great for a minute, for a while, for some reason. Here we go. Go back here, go live. Here is the link. If you guys want to become a member, pin it. I appreciate you guys. Have a good day. Coming live tomorrow. Yep, I'll be live. Appreciate you for sure. Again, if you want to get early access to videos, click there. The more members I get, the more member streams I can do just for you guys. So that will be coming. The more I can get. Again, really appreciate you. Have a good one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace.